I am currently in the process of sewing my own underwear. For me, this isn't the first time. I've tried this a few years ago. I think it was like 7 years ago. Back then it went surprisingly well, but I didn't continue with it out of some reason unknown to me now. So what I did back then was that I took one of my favorite pieces of underwear, and by underwear I mean panties. So I took that and I tried to copy the pattern, which went quite well, I think. And I still have that pattern, but for this time around I'm doing the same again. So I'm making my own pattern again. I have already started this process because I wanted to test the pattern and do some alterations and some tweaks to make it perfect before I go into mass production. My goal for now is to actually make enough panties that I can get rid of any other ones that I still have, because they are not in the best shape. And that's also because they were fast fashion. I used to just go into H&M and grab one of these multi-packs of underwear, and honestly they are fine. I don't think there's necessarily something wrong with it. I always pick the one with a high cotton percentage. If it's going to be elastic, there needs to be some percentage of elastane in there, but I try to go as natural as I can without compromising comfort. And because I am a DIY kind of person and I am able to sew, I thought, why not skip the walking into H&M and grab a multi-pack of panties part and make them myself, because then I will probably have a higher quality piece of underwear that I can then wear for longer. This is just an experiment. Also, with these multi-packs, there's always a color in there that you don't like. Either you just pick the all black or all white ones, or there is some weird color in there. And by making them myself, I can choose the exact colors. So that's great. For the materials, I bought some stretchy jersey fabric. I also got a bunch of beautiful lace elastics. Some of them, these two to be exact, they are constructed in a bit of a stupid way, because this is elastic, this part on top, and the lace part isn't. So they're going to be a more decorative piece. And as I said, I have already started this process because I wanted to test out some shapes from the patterns. So the first pair I made is this one. The fabric is actually a recycled dress I got. I thrifted it last year, I think, and I wore it exactly one time and decided it wasn't for me. But I really like the fabric. I love the color, I love the ribbing, and the fiber content is also really good because it's cotton and lyocell. I don't even think there is any type of plastic in there, and it is kind of stretchy, but it doesn't bounce back as much as if there were elastane in there. I put some black elastic on this one, and these fit great. They are really good. I haven't worn any of these for a longer period of time, but the only issue I have with this one is that the back is as high as the front, so there is some potential of the fabric going into. So then I did this pair. It's the same fabric but a different elastic on top, and I tried to do the back part a bit bigger and also made this part a bit wider, and they are also very comfortable, and the potential of the sliding situation isn't as high with these ones. But also I did the back in this kind of weird curved shape, so I don't know if that's going to be the best choice, but this is the second pair. And the final pair that I just finished now is this one. It's still the same fabric. I think I've used up all of the fabric. It was like a short t-shirt dress. I still don't like this kind of wavy form that I made here in the back, but other than that, they are pretty solid. I think this is kind of the shape that I wanted to go with. And now I'm going to do the next pair. For this pair, I'm using some black fabric. This is a little tank top and one of the straps broke. I could of course just sew it back on. This is from a multi-pack of tank tops and I have a lot of them, so I'm just going to use the fabric of this one before I cut into the new fabric. And if this turns out to be the final form of the pattern, I'm going to switch to the actual new fabrics that I bought for this project. So as you can see, I have 3 pattern pieces here. This is going to be double the fabric and these 2 are single. This is the front, this is the back. I think I'm just going with the black lace with this, so I have a full-on black pair. I'm using these weights. They are full machine knitting from my mom, but I don't have any other ones, and they work fine for this. The good thing about stretchy fabrics is that it's pretty forgiving, I think, and I feel like I have, for the majority of my sewing life, I have worked with stretchy fabrics, and I only just discovered like 2 years ago what a blessing it is to work with non-stretchy fabrics. I'm not doing a big seam allowance because I will overlock some of these parts. You could also of course pin these pattern pieces down, but I am lazy. And this we need double, so I just folded the fabric over and so then you're going to sandwich one of the pieces in between the middle piece. So on the right side of the front piece here, it is right sides facing, so the wrong side of the middle piece is looking up. And on the back, it is right side of the middle part, wrong side of the front part. And now I'm going to overlock this. So now it looks like this. This is the wrong side, this is the right side. To have this in there as well, like to have the seam in between these 2 pieces, there is something that is called the burrito method. I don't know really how to explain it, but you just roll the pieces and sandwich them in here. And now I just have to be careful where the right and the wrong side is. I'm just quickly going to pin this to see if I've done it correctly. That's the right side, that's the right side, and that's the right side. Great. Now overlocking that again. And the next step is to close the side seams, right sides facing each other. And now you already have something that resembles a panty. And at this point you could already try it on, see if it fits, but I'm pretty confident that it will, so I'm just going to continue. So my next step is going to be adding the lace on top. And for this I'm just going to measure out a piece of lace that is just a bit shorter than the fabric is. So the first step is to sew the elastic together. I'm just going to overlap it a bit and then and then use a zigzag stitch. So next I'm going to pin it to the upper edge, right sides facing. Some of these elastics don't have a right side, but this one does. And now I'm just going to find the other seam and find the middle of the elastic and mark it with a pin. Put it on the other side. This is just to make sure that the stretch is distributed evenly. And I'm doing the same with like the quarter. So I'm just putting these seams together, put the elastic in half and put it there. So now I am going to sew this together while stretching the elastic so that there won't be any folds or anything like that. So like this, I'm choosing a very slight zigzag stitch. Now I'm going to stretch the elastic to the point where it meets the fabric underneath. I'm making sure that it's on top of each other. And start sewing it down. Now you just flip the elastic part up and sew it down from the right side. You still need to pull on the fabric a bit, so you're making sure that you're not sewing in some folds. And now it's time to continue with the legs here. So the last steps now is to do like the leg holes here. Some people prefer to also put some elastic there. I personally don't really like the feel of that, so I'm just going to sew it down using a twin needle that is used for stretchy fabric. And if you want to be really professional, you can like sew it down by hand first and make like a guideline with your hand sewn stitches, but I'm too lazy for that, so I'm just going to fold it over as I go, and that's good enough for me. So I'm using like a centimeter that I'm going to fold like this, and then I'm going to top stitch it with the twin needle. This is now the finished black one that I made, and this is also the pattern that I feel like will be the best, but I really won't know for sure if I don't start wearing them. So this is what I'm going to do next, is that I will wear the 4 pannies that I've made so far and figure out what type of cut and pattern works best for me before I start sewing all of the other ones that I have planned. So this is probably the next stage in this experiment. I won't show you the panties on my body. You just have to trust me when I say they look good and they are comfortable, or when I tell you how horrible they feel on my body. It is a few weeks later now, and I have thoroughly tested the 4 panties that I made so far. And I did make some adjustments to the pattern already, because there were some minor issues. All of them are absolutely wearable and comfortable, and they are at least as good as the bought ones that I was wearing before. But if I'm already doing it myself, I can also perfect the pattern to the point where it's like absolutely perfect for my body. And that's what I did. And I made adjustments to the pattern. I think the pattern pieces now are the 5th ones that I've made in this process so far, but I have made 1 pair yesterday, which I can't show you because I'm wearing it, but it does fit perfectly, and I think it is the final version now, and I can go into mass production. So I think the version that I was working on before is more of like a classic bikini cut, very standard shaped panty pattern, is what I'm thinking. At least that's like the standard panty shape that I have in mind. But I also like the cut of these more hipster shaped panties. They usually have a bit more fabric on the sides, and they just go around your bum area in like a rectangular shape of fabric. I'm going to try this pattern out as well, so I can maybe do 2 different shapes of panties. Also, we are in the middle of a heat wave, so if I'm looking more heated than usual, that's why. So these are the 2 patterns that I made now. I'm always using leftover posters from my time as a musician, so this is the paper from that. So this is what I would call the classic bikini cut, and this is the one that I've already tested and worn. So I'm thinking of this as a finished pattern. I have worn the new pair of pannies that I made for a few times now, and they are pretty perfect. I think I'll just leave the pattern as it is because I don't think it will get any better by tweaking it more. And I think this is now the 6th or 7th version that I made, and sometimes it's just good enough. So last night I actually already started to cut out a few of my patterns. I used this green cotton jersey fabric, this brown one, and this is a bit of a leftover from ones that I have already made. I didn't have enough material of this color, so I used a leftover of this green one to do the gusset. I'm still not sure if that's the right word. I also have this fabric. It is a bit of a rib structure, and this one. Maybe I'll just leave that one for now because I think it would be a bit excessive. I will end up with, I don't know, 25 pennies. I have now made exactly 16 pannies so far, and I think I'm going to stop there because I don't need more right now. If I wear one every day, I won't have to do my laundry for over 2 weeks. So that is enough for me for now. I do have some thoughts though. So the pattern making process was very easy, but I did do a lot of adjustments, which was maybe unnecessary, but that's also maybe just the perfectionism in me. But I think it was worth it because the end pattern that I ended up with is very good. I feel comfortable wearing them as they are. It's not bulky in any way. It just hugs my body and it feels very good, and it also looks very good. Still, I won't show you them on my body because I don't think that's necessary here. In terms of the fabric, I would actually highly recommend to get some kind of cotton jersey with some amount of elastane in there, because the ones that are made without the cotton jersey, especially these ones, it is stretchy to some degree, so you can stretch the fabric, but it will over the time you're wearing it, it will stretch out and it will get a bit loose. And if you don't mind that feeling of them being a bit loose, so they won't fall down because there is elastic at the top, but just the parts around the legs, and just there will be a bit of fabric that is moving around. I personally can't really deal with that sensory wise, but I will still wear them because they are fine. They are absolutely fine. But these are not my favorite pairs. I do really love these ones that I made with the final pattern and that I have made out of the cotton jersey with some amount of elastane. So the fabric is a bit more sturdy and a bit thicker in a way, and it just is more stretchy and it will bounce back and just doesn't crease, doesn't fold. It just hugs the body as it's supposed to, and these ones are pretty perfect for that. These are the 4 colors that I made with the final pattern, and these are all pretty much perfect, I think. Some more thoughts. I used different colors, which was a bit annoying while sewing because I had to change the thread color. Of course, I messed up a few times, which is to be expected, I think. I snipped a little hole in this one because I wanted to trim the excess seam allowance on the inside. Was a bad idea, probably, I don't know. But in general, I am very happy with the process. I am very happy with the result. I like wearing them. I really like the colors that I chose, and I will probably continue making these every now and then when I need new ones, because it's very easy and it is very cheap. In terms of the costs, I did a bit of math and I bought half a meter of fabric of the cotton jersey, which was around €5, I think. And then I got 3 pennies out of that half meter. So if you calculate maybe 50 cents for the elastic and a bit for the threads and everything you have to use on your machine, I think the real material costs were around €5 for each penny, which is very good. But of course, in this calculation, my labor and my time isn't in there because it takes a bit of time. I'm quite fast, but I also make a few mistakes because I'm impatient and I like to work fast and then I make mistakes. I think it's worth it financially and also quality-wise. So thanks for coming along on this little underwear journey with me, and I will probably do more projects like these in the next weeks and months to come, and I'm trying to document these as well.